Welcome, my peeps, my peoples. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'd be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart, my peeps, my peoples. What's going on? Let's talk about Game of Thrones. We're going to the top, to the top, to the top, baby. Let's get it started. This is the last season of Game of Thrones, season 8. Episode 1, let's get into. I was like, OMG, I just can't believe it. Jon Snow finally got to meet up with his family, his cousins, his sisters, his brothers. He got to be back at Winterfell. He's with the Starks. He get to see his sisters, his brothers. The shit was just good just to see. Like, damn. But we all know it's all going to change because we find out that Jon Snow, he's a Targaryen, so basically he has more power than Daenerys, and that's going to come to fruition and going to come to pass because you had Varys and you had, Tyrion and Davos basically talking about like, yo, listen, they look good together, but it ain't gonna last. When Jon Snow and Daenerys was there, and Winterfell, none of the people want to trust Daenerys. Like they need a reason to trust Daenerys, and letting somebody else come in. No one's really happy that Jon bent the knee and gave up his crown basically for Daenerys. Even his sister Sansa was like, yo, listen, did you bend the knee because you love her or you did it for your people? And then when Samuel, tells Jon Snow, you bend the knee for your people and you gave up your crown, will Daenerys do it? Hell no, Daenerys is not going to do it because, Samuel finally told Jon Snow he's a Targaryen. He's a Targaryen. He owns the 7 kingdoms. It's his shit, baby. I'm like, yes! It's finally just to see Jon Snow strong again and just to see Arya tell the Hound, yeah, I robbed you first before I left you for dead. I was just like, oh no, Arya's in the building. And Sansa's not trusting nobody. Who can blame her? But, it's going down, baby. And Cersei, man, she is a trip. She wants to kill her brothers. And she sends Bronn to do it. I don't think Bronn is going to kill Jaime or Tyrion at all because he really has a bond and a connection with Tyrion, so that's going to be real different. I don't think that's going to go down. And the White Walkers are coming, the dead is coming, and the people don't understand only if they seen White Walkers like Jon Snow and the rest of them. And we see Tormund, basically he's trying to get to Jon Snow, trying to get to Winterfell basically because the Walkers are coming, and they got a dragon too as well, and the giant. It's going to go down. It is crazy. But we start off seeing Arya basically watching her brother Jon Snow come through, and he comes back home making his, grandparents back home with Daenerys, with the soldiers, with everybody. And it looks beautiful. But damn, it's going to be a long, tough road for Jon Snow. And Daenerys is going to be his kryptonite. But I know Daenerys is not going to bend the knee for Jon Snow at all. That's not going to happen. And Cersei wants to take them out and kill him. And that's what she's going to try to do because she thinks it's about some bullshit. But that's okay. Bran is watching everything that happens. And Bran is going to report. And he's coming. He's watching a play go on. Like, he can see the future. And he comes when he's supposed to come to let them know what they need to be doing. And basically, he stopped in the middle of the singing. Hey, listen, there ain't no argument among y'all. We need to get it together. Like, we ain't got time for this bullshit. So that's lets us know there's not going to be a lot of negotiation and talking. So, I want to hear Varys and, Tyrion talk. You know how they talk, man. And so you got the Hound. The Hound's back in business. He's part of the army. He's coming through too as well. And he's still like Arya, no matter what. Everybody's coming through, everybody's showing up and everything. Look at Tyrion, he's in there talking to, Varys about balls and not having balls. That shit was so funny. And when Varys said that, like, how can you like to talk about humans all the time when you're a dwarf or whatever? He said it like that. And he was like, because I got balls. It was something like that he said. I was just like, Like, I just can't wait for everything else to come to pass. But it's like, damn, we're not gonna get long episodes, so we're not gonna get a long season, so that's the situation. It is what it is. And there go our boy right there, the mastermind. He's peeping game. He's peeping what's going on. They're paying attention because they know Jon Snow is smart. Daenerys is smart too. And they know who Sansa is too as well. But they don't know about Arya. They don't know Arya is Sansa's secret weapon. And I think Arya is actually building a weapon that is actually going to kill the dragons, in my opinion. What do you think about that? I'm just like, it's going down. And then you got, everybody's scared of the dragons because they never seen the dragons before, because they heard about dragons, but they never seen it. They're scared. Sansa's like, okay, yeah, I like the pony show, but she's like, she ain't playing around. She's been through too much. And then we have Bran. He's watching everybody go on. He knows that they don't know how serious everything is and what's really about to happen, what's really going on. So basically, he understands how to communicate with them, because if he tells them how smart he is and what he can see the future and everything like that, then they won't get it. So basically, he has to play with their intelligence, which is cool too as well. And then we get Jon Snow. He meets up with his brother, Bran. And he's happy to see him. He's hugging him like he's happy. They all look so different. And we got Jorah. We have, Daenerys basically standing in that jacket she got on is banging. And they just sitting there because, Daenerys is going to change. She's not going to give up her power. That's just not going to happen. And she's peeping game. She's peeping what's going on. And she's going to make sure she stay protected. And she has the right people with her to watch her back, because they might try to outsmart her. But she wants to be the smart one in the end. And I don't know what's going to happen. What's love got to do with it? What's love got to do with it, baby? Jon Snow finally sees Arya. They finally meet up. And he's like, yo, you snuck up on me. He's like, you snuck up on me. He's like, you snuck up on me, baby. And, and she shows him her sword. She still got needle. Remember when, Jon Snow gave her a needle back in the day, basically. And she still have it. And he was like, have you killed anybody with it? Yeah, she killed a lot of people with it. She said a few. And he understands what's up. He understands what's happening, what's going on with that situation. I was just like, damn. This shit is... I just don't want it to... I just don't want the season to end at all. For real. I don't want it to end. I just want it to stay on for at least the time that they've been gone from us. Because, this is our show. This is my show, baby. So, and she was like, you was a little bit taller, basically saying that, he's short now. And basically, she's almost as tall as him. That's why, it's been so long that it just changed so much. It's just like, wow, they look so different. And then, you got Cersei. She's over here. She's plotting to kill her brother. So, basically, Euron, he came through... And he gave her some ships. She wanted, elephants. She wanted all this other stuff from, but she couldn't get it. She couldn't get it. She wanted it so bad, but she couldn't get what she wanted. But she gonna go to bed and she gonna sleep with Euron. He's so cocky. He asked her about her future husbands. Her past husband. I was like, oh, he is just too much. He goes, Euron right here torturing his cousin or whatever, and she's captive. But that's all right. She ain't gonna, Yara, she's not gonna stay, captured long. That's not going to happen, baby. She's not going to stay captured long, because her brother Theon finally comes to. Theon finally comes to be that man that he needs to be, and he has been a punching bag, but he has been redeemed, and he's going to go to Winterfell and fight with his family that he believed, the family that he was raised with, basically. And so we got the queen basically sending, Bronn over there to kill her two brothers, her treason brothers. Cersei, she has not changed at all, and she gives him a weapon, and he's gone through, boy. And Bronn is one of the greatest fighters ever. Then go Theon Greyjoy. He's back in the building. He saves his sister. Then you got various Davos and Tyrion basically talking about, the people ain't gonna really want to fight for us in Winterfell. These people ain't trying to fight for us. They will fight for Jon Snow. They will fight for him. They will fight for the king. So what we gonna do? How we gonna handle this situation? Because the people got to be convinced to fight. They getting armies to come through, but people kind of backing away. The other parts of the place is nah, we're not fighting for no dragon witch queen. We're not fighting for her. What's going on? They're not trying to hear it. So we get Jon Snow. He rides the dragon. That shit shit was beautiful too as well, but it didn't capture the moment. I don't know what happened. I don't know if we've been wanting Jon Snow to ride the dragon for so long that once they finally ride the dragon, it didn't seem like he was comfortable. It didn't seem like he was a Targaryen. It didn't seem, but it was his first time on the dragon or whatever. But it was funny when he got off the dragon, he was like, "You killed it, you know, riding a horse. You know, this is nothing compared to riding a horse." But you know, the dragons can sense that he's a Targaryen because they're very smart, you know, and they're very ancient too as well, because not even, you know, Jon Snow's father got to see a dragon. None of them, not even the Mad King. That's why they spit fire and he burnt people, because he wanted dragons and stuff like that. So it is what it is. And so then we get Daenerys. She goes to see, you know, Sam. She goes to see Sam with Davos, not with Davos, where to basically break the news. It's so bad because it's like, damn, Samuel always getting something going on with him. So, you know, she goes to see him with Jorah, and basically, you know, Samuel saved, you know, Jorah's life and everything. So everything was cool, blah, and the third. She was like, "You got a favor for me?" And then she was like, "You want a favor or anything?" He was like, "Yeah, I want you to, about the sword I took, this and that." He was like, Daenerys was like, "I'm sorry, they're not living. They were traitors. They didn't want to bow the knee, so they dead." He goes, "I understand my father, but my brother too. The brother's dead too as well." Samuel is crying, and he feels a certain type of way, and he feels hurt and betrayed, and he's not feeling Daenerys anymore. But the thing I don't understand about Samuel Tally is like, why does he care about his father and his brother? Because they really treated him bad. I know they're his blood, but they kind of like basically disowned him, threw him to the wall, and they treated him like crap and shit like that. But it is what it is. They still his blood, so he feels a certain type of way, and then he runs outside, almost get hit, and you know who's waiting for him? Bran is waiting for him. Like, yo, I was waiting for some. You know, Samuel Tyler was like, "What are you doing out here?" And he was like, "You know, I'm waiting for someone, and it's you, motherfucker. It's you. I'm waiting for you. I need you to tell Jon Snow the truth. You got to tell him the truth." And so he was like, "You should tell him because you're his brother." That's what Samuel Tally tells, you know, Bran. And Bran was like, "No, I'm not his brother. You already know this shit." But you know what was real funny and real, like, you know, when Cersei said that, you know, "Tyrion, I thought you was the smartest man I ever knew," but she's basically saying, for you to believe that Cersei's going to help us and send men over here and not hurt us, like, basically, I thought you were smarter than that. I thought you knew better than that. And so basically, you get Tyrion. He says to, you know, to Sansa. He says to her, "Well, you know, I underestimated you because, you know, all them people that did you wrong from back then are all dead. You still alive. I underestimated you." Yep, they did. And they know that she's very smart. She's something to reckon with. So Tyrion has to do some work. So does, you know, Varys too as well. So we're going to see how this plays out because, you know, Arya and Sansa, you know, they're gonna pass notes back and forth to each other. You know, they plot and then they planning. But Samuel Tally, he goes to tell what the deal is. He goes to tell Jon Snow, and Jon Snow doesn't believe it. He doesn't get it. He doesn't understand it. But now he knows the truth. He knows the truth now. He knows that. And when, you know, Samuel Tally asked him that question, would your queen do the same thing that you did for your people, for her people? Because the White Walkers are coming. Or is she gonna get down and lay down or not? So we get to see Tormund. He comes through. He's with his crew, and then they run into Bronn, and then they see the little kid on the wall that was gonna go get his people to come and help, you know, Winterfell and all that other good stuff. But that little kid died. Like, damn, set on fire. The White Walkers are coming. The dead is coming, and they're not getting it at all. They want to play this crazy bullshit. Then we get to see none other than Jaime. Jaime comes through to warn. He looks so different. He comes through to warn, you know, Jon Snow and everybody, to tell him that, you know, Cersei's going to do them in. Cersei's going to, you know, kill them. So I'm just like, damn. It's crazy. But it was funny when Arya asks, you know, Gentry to make, the sword for her. I wonder what kind of weapon. I really think it's going to be something to kill a dragon with. But when she's seen the Hound called Arya a cold bitch, and basically you left me for dead. She goes, I robbed you first. And I wonder if we're going to see the mini face guy. But we did see Brienne. Brienne was there too as well, and Podrick was there too as well. So, like, all the characters are coming in, they're coming through. I'm just like, damn, this shit is crazy, so I don't think we're gonna have a lot of, going back and forth. But now but it was also crazy when Arya said that, how did you survive getting stabbed in the chest? He goes, I didn't survive because Jon Snow didn't survive. They had to bring him back from the dead. So where's the red lady? What's going on? So it was a little bit rushed, but I was ready for it, ready to see. I'm just ready for Game of Thrones. Like, I just got to get back into it, catch up a little bit and see what's going on, because it's just like, damn, they've been gone for so long. It's crazy. But Jon Snow riding the dragon, him finding out that he's a Targaryen, and then basically his relationship with Daenerys is gonna probably most likely come to an end, or there's gonna be some shit that's gonna go on between them two as well. And could this be the end of Daenerys, or could this be the end of Jon Snow? What's going to happen, and what are the White Walkers going to do? The dead, just to see how that goes. And then Cersei sleeping with Greyjoy, Euron Greyjoy, and basically asking her, where was her ex-husband better than him in bed? And Cersei's liking him. She's feeling him. She's missing her brother Jaime. That's what she's missing. She's missing having sex with him. So we'll see what happens with that situation. I was just like, damn. The Night King army will be arriving. I'm trying to tell you, it's going down. It's going down. It's going to be crazy. They're going to have... Imagine if, Euron Greyjoy actually, lost the elephants, then the people of the dead will have elephants that have all this power and stuff like that. But he got screwed over. He didn't bring none of that back. But Cersei was still okay with it a little bit, because she still had sex with him. She loved his cockiness, and reminds her of Jaime when Jaime used to be cocky. But Jaime is humble, and he saved his brother, and he's not here for his sister. And he feel like, Cersei has something to do with a lot of his kids dying too as well. But Cersei knew that she was going to have trouble with her kids, because she was warned when she was little that, she's going to have kids that die. But Sansa basically, when she asks Jon Snow, did you really bend the knee because you wanted to form an alliance with her and save your people, or because you loved her? So they're going to be the people are going to test Jon Snow, because they want to fight for him and not for her. They don't know who she is. And, so basically once they see the dead, once they see them people, we'll see what's happening. And Tyrion assures, Sansa that, Cersei is going to send the army and help. Sansa was like, come on, what's wrong with you? You know how your sister is. Your sister tried to kill you. Dude, what are you talking about? And they talk about how Cersei, she bounced on Tyrion basically and left, when they had got married. And Daenerys says the dragons doesn't like Winterfell or whatever, but we'll see what happens with this. This is going to be crazy, and I'm here for it all. So please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'll be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart. My peeps, my peoples, peace and my one love to all my peeps and my people. This is going to be crazy. What is Jon Snow going to do? And is Jon Snow going to be in battle with his best friend, his friend that he loved, the friend that he trusts with everything? Because his friends now come to him like, yo, your queen, Daenerys killed my father, my brother. But Jon Snow was like, nah, I'm not the king anymore. He was like, yes, you are. You're the king of all the kingdoms, baby. So get up and do something. Peace and my one love to all my peeps and my peoples. We're going to get into this. This is going to be crazy, because they're going to have to they're tying everything up.